Is it possible for one man to own the soul of a nation before he even wears its crown? For decades, he was the kingmaker, the architect of a sprawling commercial empire that turned Lagos into a global powerhouse. But as he stepped into the highest office in the land, a startling question emerged. Who truly holds the keys to the villa? Behind the public speeches and international summits lies a shadow network of influence that few dare to name. At the heart of Ikoyi, behind the high gates of a legendary residence, the blueprints for a nation were drawn long before the first vote was cast. For years, this house was the unofficial capital of Nigerian politics, a place where governors were chosen and business empires were sanctioned. It was here that a quiet, calculated form of power was perfected. The air inside is thick with the scent of expensive cigars and the heavy weight of inevitable decisions. To understand the present, we must look back to the chaotic late 90s. As the military retreated to the barracks, a new breed of politician emerged from the shadows of the corporate world. These were men who understood that power in the new Nigeria would not be won with bullets, but with balance sheets. They built a system where politics and commerce were inseparable, creating a symbiotic relationship that would eventually swallow the entire country's political landscape whole. They are the titans of industry, the billionaires whose names are synonymous with cement, oil, and telecommunications. While they rarely speak in public, their influence is felt in every policy shift. These tycoons provide the financial backbone that makes political machinery move. In return, they receive a stable environment where their interests are protected. It is a dance of mutual survival, conducted in the hushed tones of private jets and exclusive country clubs in Lagos. The title Jagaban is more than just an honorary traditional name, it is a philosophy of total control and strategic loyalty. This quiet power relies on a network of Lagos boys, a group of protégés who were groomed in the corridors of the State House. Now, these men occupy the most critical positions in the federal government. From finance to intelligence, the hands on the levers of the nation were trained in the same school of thought. But loyalty in this circle is not just about friendship, it is about results. The inner cabinet operates with the precision of a corporate board. They are the enforcers of the vision, the ones who translate abstract political promises into hard economic reality. When the president remains silent, it is these individuals who speak through action. They are the gatekeepers of the presidential villa, deciding who gets an audience and whose business proposal lives or dies. As the machinery of power moved from the coastal breeze of Lagos to the dry heat of Abuja, the stakes reached an all-time high. The transition was not just geographical, it was a hostile takeover of the old political order. The quiet power behind the throne had to navigate a landscape filled with rivals from the north and east. To survive, they employed a strategy of inclusion, bringing former enemies into the fold and neutralizing them with positions. Financing a national campaign in Nigeria is a Herculean task that requires billions. Where does the money come from? The answer lies in the deep pockets of the shadow network. Through a complex system of campaign contributions and private sector alliances, the war chest was filled. This financial dominance ensured that while other candidates struggled, the momentum of the current administration was unstoppable. Every billboard and rally was a testament to the sheer scale of this hidden wealth. The Southwest has always been the cradle of this power. The sophisticated political machinery of the region, built over 30 years, is the envy of the continent. It is a structure based on grassroots mobilization and the unwavering support of traditional rulers. When the signal is sent from the top, the entire region moves as one. This monolithic support base provides the president with a leverage that no other politician in Nigeria can currently match or challenge. When the announcement was made that the fuel subsidy was gone, the nation shuddered. While the public focused on the rising costs, the quiet power players were already positioning themselves for the new economy. The removal of the subsidy opened up a multi-billion-dollar market for private refineries and energy distributors. In the world of high-stakes Nigerian politics, every crisis is also an opportunity for those with the foresight to see the change coming before it arrives. Security is the ultimate currency of power. Behind the scenes, a new intelligence apparatus has been constructed, focused on absolute loyalty to the presidency. This network monitors both friend and foe, ensuring that dissent is managed before it becomes a threat. The quiet power brokers know that to rule Nigeria, one must have eyes and ears in every corner of the country. Information is gathered not just from official channels, but from a vast web of informal contacts. Infrastructure projects are the visible signature of this administration, but they also represent massive contracts for a select group of firms. These construction giants are deeply integrated into the power structure. By building roads, bridges, and railways, they provide the physical evidence of progress that the government needs. In exchange, they secure long-term dominance in the Nigerian market. It is a cycle of development that reinforces the influence of those who sit at the very top of the hierarchy. Control over the narrative is just as important as control over the treasury. A sophisticated media operation works around the clock to shape public perception. By utilizing traditional newspapers and a vast army of digital influencers, the quiet power brokers ensure that the administration's version of the truth is the most widely heard. They understand that in the age of social media, the battle for the hearts and minds of the youth is fought in the comment sections. Taxation and revenue collection have become the new frontier of governance. The methods used to transform the Lagos economy are now being scaled up to the national level. This shift requires a technical elite who can navigate the complexities of international finance and local resistance. These technocrats are the unsung heroes of the presidency, working quietly to ensure the government has the funds it needs to operate independently of fluctuating global oil prices and external debt. The 2023 election was a turning point that tested the limits of this power network. Faced with a divided electorate and a rising youth movement, the machinery had to work harder than ever. It was a masterclass in strategic maneuvering, utilizing every available resource to secure victory. While the opposition cried foul, the quiet power players were already planning the transition. They knew that in Nigeria, victory belongs to those who are best prepared for the long game. Beyond the borders of Nigeria, the presidency seeks to project strength across West Africa. As the leader of ECOWAS, the president uses his influence to stabilize the region and counter the rise of military coups. This global posturing is supported by a team of seasoned diplomats who work in the shadows to negotiate treaties and trade deals. The goal is clear: to ensure that Nigeria remains the undisputed giant of Africa, both economically and through diplomatic might. A new generation of protégés is currently being groomed to take over the mantle. These young leaders are tech-savvy, internationally educated, and fiercely loyal to the Jagaban vision. They are being placed in key ministerial roles and state-level positions to ensure the continuity of the system. This focus on succession planning is what sets this power network apart from its predecessors. They are not just thinking about the next 4 years, but about the next 40. The role of religion in Nigerian politics cannot be ignored, and the quiet power brokers are masters of navigating this delicate terrain. They maintain close ties with both prominent pastors and influential imams, ensuring that the government's message is echoed from the pulpit and the minaret. These spiritual leaders provide a moral legitimacy that is essential for maintaining peace in a diverse nation. It is a subtle but incredibly effective way to reach millions of citizens at once. In the digital age, the quiet power has also extended its reach into the booming fintech and technology sectors. By fostering a regulatory environment that favors local startups, the administration is building a new class of tech billionaires who are beholden to the system. These innovators are helping to modernize the economy and provide jobs for the restless youth. In turn, they provide the government with the tools to digitize everything from the national ID to the tax system. The weight of the presidency is immense, and the man at the center must often make choices that are unpopular with the masses but necessary for the system's survival. The quiet power behind him provides the cushion against public anger, absorbing the shocks of economic hardship. While the face of the administration bears the brunt of the criticism, the architects in the background remain focused on the long-term structural changes they believe will eventually justify the pain. Grassroots power is the secret weapon of the Lagos political model. Market women's associations and transport unions are the foot soldiers of the network. They provide the numbers on the street and the organizational muscle during elections. By looking after the interest of these groups, the quiet power ensures that it always has a direct line to the heart of the common people. This connection makes it incredibly difficult for any rival to gain a foothold in the city. What happens when the interest of the people and the interest of the power brokers collide? This is the central tension of modern Nigeria. The quiet power promises stability and growth, but at the cost of a highly centralized and elite-driven system. For many, the Lagos blueprint is a path to prosperity, while for others, it is a cage that limits true democratic expression. The battle for Nigeria's identity is currently being fought in these silent boardrooms. As we look toward the future, the influence of this network shows no signs of waning. They have successfully navigated the transition from a regional powerhouse to a national dynasty. The question is no longer whether they have power, but how they will use it to shape the destiny of over 200 million people. In the complex chess game of West African politics, they are several moves ahead of the competition, anticipating every threat before it can manifest. History rarely remembers the loud, it rewards those who master the silence of the room. As Nigeria navigates a turbulent new chapter, the quiet power behind the presidency remains its most potent force. Whether this network builds a prosperous future or merely preserves an old dynasty is yet to be seen. But one truth remains undeniable: in the heart of Abuja, the shadow is often larger than the man himself. The architecture of power has been redesigned forever.